YouTube, what is up? It is Brody. If you watch my channel, you may or may not know I got my start in songwriting in the emo rap world. I've written a lot of songs for Nothing Nowhere, for Wicca Phase Springs Eternal. I'm in Wicca Phase's live band, and it's really where I got my start in songwriting, producing, mixing, mastering as a whole, as a career. In the past couple of years, moving more towards things like rock, metal, shoegaze, etc., more returning to roots. But I've been doing some sessions recently. Artist Young Kel, who's doing some really cool emo rap, and we've been making some songs together that are kind of blending what I would view as like current and past eras of Brody. The way this session started and the way this song started was with a main guitar melody. I wanted it to be kind of loopy, even though it's a full band, I wanted to treat it as if I was like making a rap beat from a guitar loop. So I kept it really simple and straightforward, and this is what I came up with. And that just repeats kind of really through the whole song except for the verses. It's really like the hook, like the catchy melody of it. It is my Fender Strat in standard tuning. I'm running some lace sensor pickups and using the middle position for it. Never really used the middle pickup on my Strat. In the past, I'd use it in like the 2 and 4 position. So I'm like doing the split position kind of thing, but with the middle lace sensor pickup, almost sounds like a middle position of like a telly kind of thing, where it's kind of quacky and cool and like the Midwest emo J-rocky kind of thing. Then I'm running it through my PV VTM, pretty low distortion, kind of treating it like a low gain JCM 800 kind of thing. Only pedal that I'm running it through is my Wampler Mini Ego compressor pedal to get that Midwest emo kind of really, really upfront and like sustained kind of tone. I really love how it turns out. It's very clear. It's very beefy. I left a lot of low end and low mids in this tone, but I think it goes a long way in shaping how this guitar is really like front and center and cool. So we start off with just the low end. And then I play the lead on top. I love that half step kind of thing. Listening to it solo, it kind of reminds me of Hold On Till May, like Pierce the Veil kind of stuff. But yeah, that is going on through the whole song. Then we add underneath that rhythm guitar, bass guitar, which is my P bass going into DI, into an Ampeg SVT, as well as the split signal going into the PV for the dirt tone, and it sounds like this. I love this tone. That drive is really adding some nice high end, but it's so subby. With the lack of an 808 with this, even though it's kind of more rap leaning, I really wanted this song to be very low end heavy. So between that and the guitars, there's a lot of density. Without the bass guitar, then with, it really beefs it up. But they really lock in together in a cool way because of the bass and the rhythm guitar playing the same exact thing. Tonally, they're different, but they're playing the same thing. I love how that all sounds together. The DI on its own sounds like this. Very bright. The Ampeg SVT, LA2A, then FabFilter Saturn and Radiator, both adding some dirt to it. Then the dirt side with the VTM, the PV amp. Then together, they're getting compressed with an LA3A. I'm doing some Pool Tech EQ, and I'm using R-Bass to really bring that sub. R-Bass is such a great plugin. The low-end exciting is so nice. If I do the R-Bass along with a multi-band compression on the low end, you can really make it sound like you're layering it with like a sine wave almost. I like to do that over layering with the sub a lot of times just to make it feel more locked in and cohesive. So without, then with, love that. It sounds so cool. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. It makes a big difference. If you are enjoying this and want to dive in a little deeper, link below for my Patreon, and you can check out this Logic session as well as many others and really thumb through, reverse engineer, steal my chain. It's such a big resource. I hope you guys can take advantage of that. Link below. If you'd like to dive in even deeper and work with me one-on-one, I've met so many cool artists through this channel, and if you think that could be you, let me know. Looking to do more production, mixing, mastering, mix critique, mentorship. Link below. Let's make some music. Let's talk details. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, we got our guitar and our bass. Then we add our drums and we get this. So very like halftime, kind of groovy, like rap kind of flow, doing the close hi-hat, kick, and snare. And we're running it through Superior Drummer. I've been really hooked on that with some of their more rock kits lately. Using the preset 91 through pop rock. And then I swapped out the hi-hat to get a really dark, kind of meaty, percussive one. And this Ludwig Black Beauty on the snare. Pretty simple groove here. I tried to be really minimal. I tried to do like a couple like accent snares and crashes, but keep it grooving, keep it not too distracting. Supplementing that with a kick and snare sample. Just to make it punch more. Especially with that kick drum, the click and the sub are really bringing it forward. With how subby this mix is, I need that drum to cut in the low end. So without, and then with the samples, it's giving the kick and the snare just more punch. Love that mood. Like the bass and drums there, that's such a nice vibe. And it really carries the whole song. That chord progression, I love. It's constantly rising, but never hitting the one. And because of that, I feel like it's just this loop of like the whole song, the momentum is rising upwards. It creates this really cool mood setting. Aside from that, drum-wise, I'm adding a shaker and tambourine. I talk about this a lot, but aux percussion is really a slept-on tool. It adds so much to the energy. They're like all the top end. I'll play through this with and without. So with it, without, and that just totally removes so much life and air to it. Simplest thing, but it makes so much of a difference. I prefer to record my aux percussion over using a sample. Just have a shaker and a tambourine in the studio. Sits really nicely in the mix. The shaker and the tambourine. Running them both through some OTT just to get some kind of more aggressive compression. I'm using Tremolator by Sound Toys because I wanted to make it tighter. It's a little too like legato here. Ooh, this tightens it up. I didn't mute everything, so you got a little bit of a spoiler of the rest of the layers going on in this song. We'll get there. We'll get there here in a bit. We got the guitar, bass, drums, shaker. Real quick, I'll show here. This just happens on the transition into the choruses. It's a riser and then a couple drops. Here. So within the sound effects, these are just a few sound effects in my sample pack that I drag and drop into there that used a lot in my time in rap music, and I found it because they're kind of more like cinematic, aggressive, like working in rock music as well. It's one of those things that like you don't totally hear, but it adds impact. Without it, it makes that first, like, the impact is like a super kick drum, and this is like a super crash cymbal. They really, really exaggerate how that feels. Oh yeah, and then lastly, we have one drop, kind of cool transition guitar that goes into the chorus. We wanted to do something that was kind of Midwest emo, like tappy, but then I did a little bit of a glitch thing to it, copying and like chopping, and I did some automation with RC20. The RC20 bit crusher is really fun to automate to do these sweeps. And I think that's just like a little bit of ear candy to kind of bring you out of the loop. That's the thing with a rap beat, with a pop song, with anything that is kind of loop-based, simple song structure, vocal is carrying, and the instrumental is kind of staying around the same. Having ear candy moments, having one-off effects and cool things happening to pull you out of that really grabs the listener's attention, versus having them just kind of get used to the sound that's happening the whole time. You don't want to do it too much, but finding the right amount of reminding the listener, hey, you're listening to this, kind of shaking them a little bit is good. So yeah, that is the whole band section of this mix. And then from there, we move on to a lot of the cool, like, ambient, textural kind of things I have in the background. It sounds like this all together. It's a very organic, textural, like, world that this lives in. If this were to be an emo rap beat, I probably would have done some synth pads, some like cool serum lead, some like more digital sounding ambient sounds to kind of glue together everything. But because we were treating this like a full band song, and because it's just something I've been doing a lot in my production lately, I did a lot of these like organic textures throughout, just to make the song have like a center, like a home, like a background. Like without it, it sounds a little more like, it works. It sounds great, but there's a lot of open space. And what you do with that open space, I think, is what defines the vibe of the song. Because with that, such a subtle change, and it adds so much to the mood. It adds so much to the emotion. It makes it less ambiguous. I found that it helps the instrumental go from a general mood of like maybe bittersweet or sad to like painting a lot more vivid of a picture. I found that it helps us figure out what the mood is. It helps the vocalist figure out what the topic of the song is. It really brings us to a more specific point, and that's why I love filling out spaces, even if it's in a very minimal, organic pad kind of way. Nothing that's grabbing attention, but it's anchoring us in a spot. So yeah, let's go through that. We have the Shruhti box. If you watch all my videos, you're probably sick of me showing this in every video, but I love this guy. Really cool organ instrument that you can make some really nice organic pads. Kind of sounds like an organ or an accordion kind of thing. And it sounds like this in the hook. Just playing this note the whole time. Then in the verses, oh yeah, I switched one note back and forth to add some tension. Then the verses, I run it through elastic pitch with a octave, like a pitch and a formant kind of change, to make it sound like a little bit synthesized, a little bit fragile, a little bit like more intimate. I love like the way it warbles a little bit, especially when the note shifts. It kind of glitches out, it like flutters. I love that sound. I love using pitch shifters in ways that I know that it's going to react poorly and like sound like artifacty. It's such a nice way to invoke some emotion. Then along with the Shruhti box, I just sang like a little falsetto kind of thing, drenched it in reverb. By itself, it sounds kind of funny, but then when you put it in with the Shruhti box, it all kind of glues together really nicely. And it really tucks back in the mix, but without. Like, it takes up more space than you realize. You don't notice it until you do. I love how that sounds. Little altar boy to pitch informant and kind of blend in some extra harmonies. I like to do this a lot, actually. So you see I'm pitching it up on robot mode where it keeps one note the whole time on little altar boy, which is this note. So I'll do that and blend it in with the mix knob if I want to add like an artificial harmony underneath. I like that note because it's got some tension to it, so it makes you kind of feel a little bit more like something is wrong in the background, which I really enjoy. Then we got some Primal Tap and Valhalla for delay and reverb. Then we got 2 layers of my nylon guitar. I love adding nylon guitar to my music. I feel like it has a lot more of an intimate kind of personal sound compared to like a steel string acoustic. Some like really soft finger picking moments really help a lot. Mine is super cheap. I think I got it for like $100. A Cordoba C3M, if I'm not mistaken. 2 layers here. Pretty anchoring. Like, again, this isn't meant to be like a guitar part so much as it's supposed to be the background, so it's kind of staying at those same kind of intervals the whole time. You don't really hear it in the hook, but in the second verse it comes out. When everything's stripped back, you hear it a bit more. And it kind of keeps that momentum going. But like, quarter note rhythm of it keeps it from feeling too laid back there versus without it. I love that. And yeah, those all glue together really nicely. I love adding texture like that. It's probably the most fun that I have when I'm writing. Getting the main idea is cool, but deciding the exact direction of it, I love. From there, we have a couple more guitar parts that happen later on in the song. So sick. The rhythm guitar for most of the song just is this single noted thing. On the second and third chorus, I beef it up a bit by adding some power chords underneath with the kind of fuzzy, doom metal-y kind of tone. Using the Boss HM2 to get that really grindy, break-up-y top end. It sounds crazy on its own, but it really gives it that mix clarity. Without it, then with it. It's more top end, more energy, not too dense. Then on the last chorus, we add this lead. So cool. I'm using my Chase Bliss Dark World pedal, doing the modulated reverb setting, making it sound really crazy. Also, then running it through elastic pitch, same trick I did on the Shruhti box. So it sounds like this normally. It's getting that screechiness from the HM2, and then the fully wet modulated reverb. Then this kind of softens it, makes it sound a little more like filtered underwater. That's another thing. This song structure is really simple, and I'll get into that here in a bit. But each chorus, I'm adding one more layer. That way, it really doesn't feel that much different, but you subconsciously are noticing there being like a little bit more energy, a little bit more production happening each time. Then lastly, there's one more guitar layer that plays in the outro. It's so cool. So if I remove the same elastic pitch trick that I'm doing and shaper box, which is causing this glitch. than it is the same guitar lead that we've been hearing the whole song. And I feel like this was my way of doing a rap beat, gross beat kind of outro thing. So I'm pitching it weirdly. I'm doing some shaper box, like effect tricks, gross beat kind of stuff. And it creates like a new sound at the end. So yeah, all the big rhythm guitar cuts out, and it really just kind of, the outro just adds some cool weirdness to the song. It's a trick you see in a lot of rap beats, removing the main element and then adding something weird, keeping the drums the same. It has the energy still there, but it makes you feel like it's over, or that like the thing is completed. It's like outro music in a way. It's like rewarding the listener for listening all the way through. When you put something in the outro that only happens in the outro and that's it. I don't know. It's fun. But yeah, let's look at this song zoomed out now that I've shown all the layers. We have main guitar in the intro. We have our first hook, where is that main guitar. We had bass, we had drums, we add all of the ambient section. We have verse 1, we let the guitar feedback kind of bleed over, but we remove the guitar for the verse. We remove some other elements, change the Shruhti box. Second hook, add rhythm guitar. Second verse, we add some things back. Last hook, we add that weird guitar lead. Intro, we remove the guitars, add some shaper box tricks. And that is the structure. Very simple, very hook, verse, hook kind of thing. But I think it works in a really nice way. Very typical rap, pop song production. And the different vocal flows, the different melodies that the vocals are doing are what will dictate the song structure. But yeah, all that aside, we've gone through all the elements of this song, and I really appreciate you guys for making it this far into the video. Remember, please like and subscribe. Check out my Patreon for this session. Hit me up if you want to work together. And I think it's time to end this one with a bang. Let's show this song start to finish. It sounds like this. That new guitar lead, quiet, but it's adding a lot. It sounds like ghost lead. Love how the section feels. And there you have it. That is how I make a emo rap, Midwest emo, pop punk kind of beat. Appreciate you guys. And with that being said, peace out and happy new year. See y'all.